Welcome back to the Crypto Report. I am Crypto Kip, and today I am very excited to show you guys something new that came on our radar as of recently here, and I wanted to make sure we took the time to tell you guys a little bit about Cronosverse. That's right, Crypto.com, Cronos came out with their own metaverse play. So Cronosverse is the metaverse for the Cronos chain. Crypto.com moving things forward here. Now, we know the metaverse is a very important thing here to cryptocurrency and the future of technology really as a whole. But what is Cronosverse? What do you need to know? I'm going to explain it in this video, y'all. So before I get into the content, make sure you smash up the like button and subscribe to the channel. It does help us out in the YouTube algorithm, and we do appreciate it. Also, if you want some free money, take advantage of the links in the description down below. Got free money for Crypto.com and Femex. All right, guys, let's get into it. Let's check out the charts here for the day. So we're currently sitting at a market cap just under $2 trillion, right there floating at the $2 trillion crypto market. And you got Bitcoin sitting at 41.5. So we climbed up a little bit, broke above the $40,000 price level. And you know what, guys? We've kind of been in limbo. I am bullish here, always for the long term, but honestly, I'm bullish for the medium term. The fear greed index is way, way fearful, which means I think it's a buy. So let me know what you guys think in the chat down below. But let's take a peek here specifically at Crypto.com, Cronos, and the price action there. So kind of following, as always, the price action going on with Bitcoin. Now, we are making higher lows over here, guys, and we're climbing up again potentially. So very excited. Again, as long as Bitcoin's climbing up, you're going to see Cronos and Crypto.com going back up. I really hope we get back to that dollar price level, y'all. But for all you Crypto.com, Cronos Army folks out there, let's tell you guys a little bit about the new and exciting piece here to Crypto.com. We're talking about Crypto.com's Cronosverse. So that's right, guys. We got a metaverse on Cronos, the metaverse on Cronos. Very, very exciting. I'm very excited to show you here. So about Cronosverse, the Cronosverse aims to be the first true metaverse project on the Cronos blockchain. Our goal is to create the ultimate society, ultimate social MMO gaming experience for the entire Cronos community. You'll be able to participate either as landowners or as everyday civilians on the Cronosverse, known as Crovillians. So if you are going to be a citizen in this Cronosverse, then you're going to be a Crovillian, which is kind of funny. So each Crovillian will have their own unique set of traits, identifying their unique role within the Cronosverse society. And in order to become a Crovillian, you basically need to buy a Cronosverse NFT. I guess it'd be a Crovillian. So the NFTs will be coming out. Of course, they're talking about their Twitter here, which I'll go to in a second. But what is the cost to buy a plot of land in the Cronosverse, you might ask? Well, they list it right here for you guys. If you got a plains tile, which is kind of one of the most basic tiles on the outskirts, and I'll show you the map here in a moment. The plains tiles are 695 CRO. Plains tiles are the furthest from the Crotopolis city, so they're on the outskirts. And they're preloaded with Western and Cavernous Wilderness building materials. So each of these different tiles, the suburban tiles, the commercial tiles, have their own preset materials which allow you to build. So the plains tiles will look more Western, the suburban tiles will look more suburban, and the commercial tiles will look more city-esque. And so you've also got, like I said, the suburban tiles that are at 895 CRO as a floor price, which is really low right now, guys. Really, when you're thinking in comparison to like a sandbox piece of plot of land, this is super, super affordable. Now, it's still like 400, 500 bucks, which isn't, you know, a tiny amount of money, but it is minuscule compared to a sandbox or a Decentraland plot of land. And of course, you do have the commercial tiles, which are 1,250, the most expensive, which is kind of just like if you go to the city, you're going to pay more. If you go out to the country, you're going to pay less for anything you're buying. So a couple different options for you guys. I would be eyeing, you know, really any of these. Honestly, I think that this floor price right now is very low. As soon as the launch comes out for these, you're going to expect these prices to come shooting up and be very, very valuable in the future. So another thing you got to consider is the roadmap. Well, what is their plans? And at a glance, I will tell you, they don't have any dates here set. So they're not saying anything about the project launch in terms of like when they're actually going to launch. They're talking a little bit about, well, they've got the Twitter, they've got the webpage. they do have the concept release, the initial project partner announcements. I'm not really seeing anything on that, so maybe that's the piece they're missing here, but they're not really giving you dates, but it is good to see they have a plan. I just like to see them get more specific on the dates for the plan. Phase 2, initial land offering. That's what y'all got to be excited about. Make sure you keep an eye up to date for our videos on that. When they come out with their land offering, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of how you can get it. But the land map release will be big. Initial land offering and land sales go live. Discord server, community engagement, giveaways, and contests. That's coming up. Phase 3, the Crovillians, that'll be huge as well when they're going to start giving the NFT Crovillians out, where you can basically establish your role within the metaverse, the Cronosverse, should I say. Charity announcements to fight homelessness, that's pretty cool. That's really awesome. And then Phase 4, the gameplay, which is what we're really waiting for, which is like, when can you actually use this thing? Oh, I can buy NFTs and I can buy the land, but can I actually play the game? Phase 4, again, love to see a timeline for that, but I don't yet. You can see a little bit about the founders here, and I urge you guys to check these guys out on LinkedIn, see some of the other projects that they've worked on in the past, and see what they're all about, and the successes or even the failures that they've had, because you want to know who's behind a project before you go ahead and jump on into it. Now, I do like that this is partnered up with Crypto.com and the Cronosverse, so that right there alone is a very big upward momentum in terms of points for them in my book. So I really like just that they're partnering with Crypto.com, but you got to kind of see what these individuals are about so that you guys are doing your due diligence. They, of course, show some of the frequently asked questions and what they can do with the land, and that we'll look at that one real quick. What can you do with the land? So the landowners will be able to build structures on their land for their NFT characters, friends, community. Each land will come preloaded, like I said, with building materials designated for those plots, whether you're out in the outskirts or you're closer towards the suburbs or you're closer towards more of the city environment. And just like anything else, you can rent this land out and you can build it custom, which is really awesome. But I want to show you guys here some of the partners. So some of the partners are pretty cool. Obviously, you are going to see a lot to do with Cronos here, the Crodex, the Chronicle, Crowbots, Crow Skull. So a lot of different things intertwining. Now, the biggest one that I've seen here is Cronos Chimp Club. Cronos Chimp Club's pretty big. It's one of the largest NFT collections on the Cronos ecosystem right now. So that's pretty cool to see. I'm curious how they integrate that or what that partnership is consistent of. But the fact that I see this on here, it does make me feel pretty good about it. Now, one thing I want to show you guys was this buy land feature up at the top. So this is the map. This is what you guys really want to take a peek at. Now, when they're talking about some of the outskirts here, these are some of the lower costs. When we're looking at the suburbs, this is what they're looking at. And then when you're looking at more of that towards the city, this is these gray boxes in here. And then this centerpiece, so again, this is the plains, the suburban, and the commercial. The centerpiece is like the center. It's the city center where you can't actually buy plots of land in there, but they're going to have games. They're going to host events in there, concerts, all sorts of things, guys, which I think you'll be able to do in your own plots of land as well. But I think that the Crypto.com team will be hosting and sponsoring and working on events in this city, which I don't believe is available for purchase. You can go to this Ebsui Bay and you can go into Mint on the Cronosverse, which is pretty cool. But it really doesn't look like there's that many tiles. So something to consider, guys, is getting in on this project early. Now, I think there's probably going to be, maybe they break down these tiles into multiple, but we still have more info we're kind of waiting on because this really hasn't truly launched yet. But it is very exciting. And the reason I'm bringing you guys the Cronosverse is because I want to get it on your radar. If we see this thing launch and we see it become a success, that will help the price action of the Cronos coin and the Cronos ecosystem as a whole. If you're into VVS Finance, if you're into MM Finance, if you're into any of the tectonic finance platforms or any of these other DeFi applications built in the Crypto.com DeFi app, then this is another thing that you guys got to keep your eye on. Of course, as well, I want to show you guys the Twitter real quick here. So when you're looking at a project, I always say it, you got to go to the Twitter to determine how new it is. They joined in January of 2022. So it is barely even 3 months old, guys. It is barely 4 months old. They got 5,534 followers, which is basically nothing. They're following 198 people, but they've got a lot of room to grow. Now, it looks like they got the Discord going, which is great. Always, check out the Discord, check out the Reddit if you can, and watch these numbers of followers. Are these going to go up? And you can see some of the gameplay in the Cronosverse. So you can kind of start to get an idea. This is what the Cronosverse is starting to look like. You know, you can't get in there before, but they're testing it. It is a project that is existing. They're building it. So, and it's a little blurry because my computer's dealing with some resolution. But look at this, guys. So it looks pretty good. It doesn't look glitchy. You can see some NFT art. Very similar to other metaverse plays, just specific to the Cronos blockchain and Crypto.com team. Well, that's really all I got for you guys here on this project. I just wanted to give you guys kind of a brief intro into the Cronosverse. Of course, as they come out with more news about this, I'll keep you guys posted. I want to make sure I'm keeping you up to date with the latest and greatest in not only Crypto.com and the Cronos team, but all of our favorite projects here at the Crypto Report. Well, that's it, guys. I'm Crypto Kip, and this is the Crypto Report. Remember to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, and always, 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 you got a DCA hodl. And we will see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody.